Good morning, and thanks for tuning into the Ski Show with Mike Rogie. Today we have 2019 Halfpipe World Champion Aaron Blunck and professional West Coast powder hound Ian Morrison. They're here on the phone to recount a recent road trip along the Vermont 100 Scenic Byway. For those uninformed skiers, the historic highway stretches 216 miles along the spine of the Green Mountains, connecting 33 classic villages and ski towns. Unofficially known as the Skiers Highway, it has been inspiring ski culture for generations. So guys, tell me about the trip. What did you expect?
I wasn't sure, I wasn't familiar with how many resorts there was going to be, how many people there were going to be at them, but I was definitely surprised with how many people were there and how many different resorts were in such a short drive. It's funny, I'd always seen the stickers out in Whistler that said Ski the East on them, and I didn't really put two and two together until we actually got to the office, and I was like, oh, damn, these guys are sick.
Welcome to Ski the East. What's up, Rooster? Good to meet you.
Yeah. What's up, man? I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you.
The guys that Ski the East are probably some of the most passionate skiers ever. I mean, you gotta think about the fact they won a Powder Segment of the Year award in the East. I think that speaks volumes to how good the skiing is in the East, how good they are at capturing the do or die attitude that the Ski the East guys truly have.
The very first reason we started any East Coast film work and Ski the East clothing brands because nobody else was doing it. Nobody else took the time to film out here.
The one thing that made us unique is filming the backcountry scene and getting out there, side country, the powder, getting people to appreciate that could be possible here on the East Coast. So.
The ski culture in the East Coast summed up in a couple words, I think I'd have to say all time. It's unlike anything else I've ever seen. The people are 100% diehards. They love it. I'm super glad I got to go out there and experience it.
So what'd you guys think of the snow? I know every West Coaster has their qualms about East Coast snowpack.
Little to my knowledge, there are many more kinds of snow than what I am used to.
Snowing today, it was raining last night. We've basically experienced every form of weather you can experience over the last couple of days.
You've got blue ice, frozen ice, hard pack, granular, loose granular, machine pack granular. I think there's another granular, but I'm not really sure. They said there's packed powder, but we definitely didn't see any while we were there. Quite a few different options. Maybe my one sore spot would be being from the West Coast out there. Definitely, they were grinding my gears the whole time. Got to learn how to ride those zipper lines and ski park a little bit better, but hey, always room for improvement.
Very nice. Very nice.
The Hammer. Now the Hammer, this is a character. He is the face of Ski the East in my mind because he is the one that truly stuck with me.
Dude, you see him and we're alright, this guy's gotta be a legend, and looking exactly what you think a 1980s Bud Light Moguls Tour star would look like. The moguls faster than us, ripping them, like his passion for skiing is above and beyond. Yeah, buddy.
Spring skiing in Killington, it was awesome. Lay down a couple arcs, have a good time, watch Blunck ski some park. That guy's a savage. The vibe in Killington was awesome. just getting to rip around, have a good time, and it was the perfect way to wrap up our trip before we headed back north.
That's right, the Hammer, Randy Grasso. What a legend. So what happened next on the trip?
Traveling the Vermont 100, you've actually got a ski museum partway.
At first, Ian and I were just kind of strolling around, drinking our coffees. We start reading things, and all of a sudden I look down and I read, my grandpa came over with a lot of these guys. Like, a lot of these guys that he knew and came over with stayed in the Vermont, New York, New Hampshire area, and he continued on with, I think, maybe like 4 or 5 others who ended up in Colorado and Utah. Right after that happened, Ian's upstairs, and he's like, yo, check this out. It's like my dad's Powder magazine photo. And I was like, oh, what? And it was just kind of like one of those, like, wow, this is like a small world,
This is a Powder magazine cover that my dad shot in 2003. They've got a couple copies here at the Vermont Ski and Snowboard Museum. Super cool.
Ian and I weren't necessarily like meaning to find anything crazy, and all of a sudden like, well, that's like some cool family history right there.
Man, it sounds pretty incredible. I know I love traveling through Vermont. So what was next on the trip?
When we stopped in Stowe, we actually got to meet up with my old coach and friend, Hans von Briesen. He started coaching this kid, and he saw a lot of potential in him, and Hans linked us up, and Luke was so polite, he's so mannered, and he was like, yeah, like, do you mind if I ski with you? And it was like, you show us where to go, and you show us, like, what the sick features are.
Our hearts are beating, they beat us once a night. We step into the rhythm until we feel alive.
Cool to kind of like ski with the kid and give him some pointers, and then, just feed off of his stoke. It was super rewarding, honestly. Like, it was very, very humbling, and I think it took both Ian and I back to our younger days.
Bring the house down. Bring the house down.
They experienced some of the gnarliest ice I have ever seen out there. It was cool to see that and kind of come behind it and be like, oh, I'm gonna give it a try too.
Bring the house down. Bring the house down. I'm going to bring the house.
Mad River Glen is a one-of-a-kind ski experience. Ski it if you can. It's steep, it's got the single-person chair. It's super cool to roll into that place. It's like really a must-ski if you're out on the East Coast, for sure.
These classic mountains, the single chairs, the double chairs, basically the fixed chairlifts. You're riding those chairlifts and you just like embrace the culture, It's not necessarily about the skiing as much as it's about the conversations, the relationships that you're like building while you're on the ski hill.
So we're going to a ski hill tailgate, which I am extremely excited for. I always thought tailgating was reserved for American sports, NFL, baseball, any of that stuff in a stadium.
What's up, man? I'm Mike.
Never did I think I was going to roll up to a ski resort and see guys with the slow cooker pumping in the parking lot. You're not talking end of the day celebration après style. You go do a couple runs in the morning, come back down, eat a pulled pork sandwich, have a quick dog, maybe crush a couple beers in the parking lot, head back to the chairlift, go crush a couple more laps in the park with your kid, because that's what you do on the East Coast. Huge scene, big fan.
We are here skiing with X Games legend Mike Nick.
I've seen all the prophets fall from pillars made of sand. I've seen the truth drag through the mud and never heard.
It was a great time. You know what? It's like full, make you feel like a kid again style skiing. There was like 20 of us ripping around, having a fantastic afternoon.
welcomed into a place like that when you're so foreign in a way was so sick. You know, we're being embraced by these people and they really enjoy us, you know, it's cool.
Hey, that sounds like an incredible trip. Is there anything you two reflect on now that it's over?
You know, I reflect back on it, it was like the people that were there were so stoked that we were out there that they honestly like made it.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, absolutely.
We had an unreal trip. It was just about going, checking out the ski culture, and if there was somewhere to go check out ski culture, that's it, for sure.